In this video, we will talk about Cyclopes, the one-eyed giants of Greek lore. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to our channel. Chronicles explain the Cyclopes are some of the most fascinating and intimidating figures in Greek mythology. These one-eyed giants are known for their immense strength and singular vision, and their role in ancient stories often brings them into contact with gods, heroes, and great feats. Originating in the ancient Greek world, the Cyclopes are depicted as both creators and destroyers, powerful beings with great skill in forging magical weapons and tools. They are most famously known for their involvement in the creation of Zeus's thunderbolt and Poseidon's trident. These mythical giants continue to captivate the imagination of many, from ancient myths to modern depictions. 1. The origins of the Cyclopes, ancient Greek beginnings. The story of the Cyclopes begins in ancient Greek mythology, where they are first introduced as primordial beings, born from Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. There are several accounts of their origins, but most portray them as three monstrous giants: Brontes, Steropes, and Arges. These early Cyclopes were known for their incredible strength and were often depicted as solitary wandering giants who lived in the farthest reaches of the earth. As mythological beings, their role in the cosmos was linked to the forces of nature, such as thunder and lightning, which were attributed to their legendary abilities. 2. The role of the Cyclopes. In the creation of Zeus's thunderbolt, the Cyclopes played a crucial role in the shaping of Greek mythology by crafting some of the most important weapons of the gods. According to myth, the Cyclopes were responsible for forging Zeus's thunderbolt, the weapon that would become one of the most powerful symbols of his rule over the heavens. After Zeus freed them from their imprisonment in Tartarus, the Cyclopes, in gratitude, fashioned the thunderbolt that would allow Zeus to defeat his enemies and assert dominance over the world. This act solidified the Cyclopes as vital creators of divine weapons in Greek lore. 3. The Cyclopes' one eye, symbolism of vision and power. The Cyclopes are perhaps best known for their distinctive physical trait: a single eye in the center of their foreheads. This one-eye feature has deep symbolic meaning in Greek mythology. The eye was often seen as a symbol of focus, insight, and perception, representing the Cyclopes' unique ability to see things others could not. In addition, their singular vision was a metaphor for their immense strength and power. The one eye gave them an almost supernatural sense of purpose, allowing them to create mighty weapons like Zeus's thunderbolt, further cementing their connection to divine and cosmic forces. 4. The Cyclopes and their role in the Titanomachy. The Cyclopes were not only creators, but also warriors in the epic Titanomachy, the war between the Titans and the Olympian gods. After being freed from their imprisonment by Zeus, the Cyclopes fought alongside the Olympians in the struggle for control of the universe. In return for their aid, Zeus gave them the power to forge weapons that would aid the Olympians in their victory. The Cyclopes' involvement in the Titanomachy highlights their critical role in the battles of gods, where their strength and divine craftsmanship helped ensure the triumph of the younger gods over the Titans. 5. The Cyclopes in Homer's Odyssey. Polyphemus, the legendary giant. One of the most famous Cyclopes in Greek mythology is Polyphemus, who appears in Homer's Odyssey. Polyphemus is a savage and brutish giant, a son of Poseidon who traps Odysseus and his men in his cave. His single eye becomes a symbol of his singular, twisted perspective on the world. In the story, Odysseus outwits Polyphemus by blinding him, which brings about a curse from Poseidon. Polyphemus's tale stands as one of the most iconic myths involving a Cyclops, showing the stark contrast between the monstrous strength of the Cyclopes and the cunning intelligence of humans. 6. The Cyclopes' craftsmanship, forging weapons for the gods. The Cyclopes were legendary artisans, most notably for their skill in blacksmithing and weapon forging. Their craftsmanship is tied to some of the most iconic weapons in Greek mythology. Besides creating Zeus's thunderbolt, the Cyclopes were also credited with forging Poseidon's trident and Hades' helm of darkness. These weapons were essential to the gods' powers and dominance over the world. The Cyclopes' forge was often depicted as being in a volcanic region, with the intense heat and molten metal providing the ideal environment for their divine craftsmanship, showcasing their mastery over fire and metal. 7. The Cyclopes in Greek tragedy, a complex symbol of nature's power. While the Cyclopes are most often portrayed as giants of brute strength and divine craftsmanship, they also carry a more nuanced role in Greek tragedy. Their symbolism encompasses the unpredictable and untamable forces of nature. In various works of literature, they represent the wild, chaotic forces that cannot be easily controlled, mirroring the unbridled power of the gods. Cyclopes also symbolize the darker side of nature, where strength alone is not always a virtue. Their behavior, particularly in the case of Polyphemus, reflects the consequences of unchecked power, making them a tragic and complex figure in Greek mythology. 8. The Cyclopes' relationship with the gods, allies or threats. The relationship between the Cyclopes and the gods was one of mutual respect and sometimes rivalry. While they were helpful to Zeus and the Olympian gods in crafting their weapons, they also maintained their independence and were sometimes portrayed as isolated from the rest of the divine order. The Cyclops' interaction with the gods was not always harmonious. For instance, their role in the Titanomachy and their actions in the Odyssey demonstrate that while the gods often sought their help, the Cyclopes were not to be underestimated or taken lightly, reflecting their dual role as both allies and potential threats. 9. The Cyclopes' legacy in modern culture, from monsters to icons. The Cyclopes have had a lasting influence on modern culture, far beyond ancient Greek myths. In literature, art, and popular media, they continue to be depicted as powerful and fearsome beings, whether as antagonists or symbols of strength. From ancient depictions in Greek pottery to modern films and video games, the image of the Cyclops has evolved, but remains rooted in its mythological origins. The Cyclopes' legacy as fierce, one-eyed giants persists, representing both the force of nature and the importance of divine craftsmanship. Their enduring popularity showcases their timeless impact on the storytelling and mythology. 10. The mystique of the Cyclopes, creatures of mystery and wonder. The Cyclopes have always been surrounded by an air of mystery. Despite their legendary strength and craftsmanship, much of their mythology remains shrouded in the unknown. The fact that these giants could forge such powerful weapons, yet also be vulnerable to trickery, speaks to their dual nature as both gods and monsters. Their story represents the tension between human cunning and divine power, offering a complex portrait of beings who are not entirely evil or benevolent. This mystique continues to captivate the imagination of audiences, drawing people to explore their myths and understand the enigma of the Cyclopes. The Cyclopes are among the most powerful and intriguing figures in Greek mythology. From their role as divine blacksmiths to their portrayal as brutal monsters like Polyphemus, they represent both creation and destruction. The Cyclopes' mastery over forging powerful weapons, such as Zeus's thunderbolt and Poseidon's trident, solidifies their significance in the pantheon of gods. Their singular eye and immense strength have made them symbols of untamed power, while their vulnerability to human intellect adds complexity to their myth. The legacy of the Cyclopes continues to thrive in modern culture, reminding us of the fascinating blend of strength, mystery, and craftsmanship. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.